My child, my beloved, draw yourself near to these words. Do not hurry. Do not scroll past. Do not let your spirit drift away from this moment, because heaven is not speaking to you by coincidence. There is something the divine has longed to tell you, but your heart has been too weary to receive it. And today, the heavens have opened the path. Before this message unfolds, listen with the part of yourself that endured it all, the part that shattered but still moved forward. Heaven sees that part. Heaven is addressing that part. Beloved, if your soul resonates with these words, then this message is not simply passing by. It has been delivered to you, my child. Before we continue, listen closely. If you've ever felt watched over, protected, or carried by heaven, then you understand this is no coincidence. And if lately your heart has felt heavy, as if something is shifting, evolving, or on the verge of release, then recognize this message is why. Align your heart and soul with this moment, not with a platform, not with a voice, not with a title, but with the divine call inside you. Whisper within, I am present, I am attentive. Now inhale deeply. God is speaking in a gentle but urgent tone, because something in your life is nearing a crossroads. A silent decision, a moment that will shape the years ahead on your journey. If you ignore this call, beloved, you may carry a void inside for years, a hollow echo of what could have been, not as punishment, but as the longing of a paused destiny. My child, heaven is not here to frighten you. Heaven wants to awaken you, because there's something destined for you that has waited too long. A blessing inscribed with your name, a door that stayed closed not because it was locked, but because your soul hadn't reached for it yet. But now God declares the door is unlocking. Yet doors don't remain open endlessly. Miracles arrive in seasons, and this is your season. But if the heart slumbers through it, the moment will slip away like wind between open hands. My beloved, hear me. Your spirit already knows these words hold truth because your soul has been unsettled. You've sensed something monumental approaching. You've felt a tension, a tug, a force you couldn't name. This isn't anxiety. This is awakening. It's heaven preparing you to step into a chapter your former self prayed to see, but your present self hesitates to embrace. My child, the only thing separating where you are now from where you're destined to go is hesitation. God is whispering in this moment, don't hold back anymore. Remain. Be still. Let these words touch the deepest corners of your being. Because what I'm about to reveal is the part your spirit has been yearning, perhaps for months, even years, to finally hear. Take a slow breath. Are you prepared? Say in your thoughts, I am ready. My beloved, you said to continue, and heaven has listened. So now the message deepens. Don't rush. Let each word settle in your soul. Hear me. There has been a burden in your life lately. Not the ordinary kind, not the one that comes from fatigue or stress. This weight has been spiritual. It felt like your world was being subtly restructured, though you didn't know by whom or for what purpose. You've been picking up on a shift, a quiet reshaping around and within, and you've wondered, why does it feel like something is on the horizon? Why do I sense eyes upon me, a calling, a guiding hand, a preparation? But for what? My child, heaven replies, because you are being readied for a sacred transition, not a slight adjustment, not a simple modification, but a defining moment that separates the life you've lived from the one waiting for you. Your spirit already senses this. You've outgrown the spaces you still occupy. You've outgrown individuals who still speak your name. You've outgrown the identities you still clutch, only because you're unsure of who you'll be without them. Real transformation feels like weight. It feels like unease. It feels like grief. But what you are releasing is only what cannot follow you into the future you pleaded for. You asked the divine for resilience. So God has been building your strength, not in loud displays, but in the silent corners where no one witnessed it. You've been battling in silence, smiling while breaking inside, standing tall while trembling deeply. Beloved, the heavens observed it all. And now heaven declares, you are nearer than you realize. Read that line again, slowly. You are nearer than you realize, nearer to the favor, nearer to the turning point, nearer to calm, nearer to restoration, nearer to the wonder that bears your name in heaven's archive. But hear this attentively, my beloved. There's something you must let go of before you can fully embrace what's approaching. This is the pressing message. This is the reason heaven brought you to this moment. There is a weight you've been holding that no longer belongs to you. And the divine is saying, if you keep carrying what I am trying to lift from you, you will postpone what I am trying to place in your life. Your inner being knows exactly what I mean. Is it a relationship? Is it a memory etched in regret? Is it shame? Is it fear's echo? Is it the version of yourself that only knows how to endure but not how to welcome blessings? Beloved, you cannot carry the former identity into the coming promise. This is the hour of decision. This is the very moment heaven prepared you for. If you turn away from this calling, if you silence this internal awakening, if you try to dismiss the voice of God within, you will carry the longing of the person you never allowed yourself to become for years ahead, not as punishment from God, but as a soul aching for what it was always meant to become. But if you decide to remain with this message, if you choose to truly hear, if you open your heart, everything transforms. The course of your life shifts. Your journey realigns, and what you once believed was lost beyond reach returns in perfect timing. My child, we are now entering the heart of the message. The unveiling, the instruction, the doorway to destiny. Take a long, slow breath. Murmur quietly, even if only within, I am open to receive. If you are ready for the next chapter, where heaven explains what precisely is shifting in your life and what steps you must take in the coming days, my beloved, you are still present. That means your soul is listening. That means heaven is free to speak further. Now, open your heart just a bit more. There is a truth you've been avoiding, not due to weakness, but because your wounds made it hard to face. Someone from your past taught you that love had to be earned, that worth required proof, that you had to fight to be acknowledged, to be noticed, to be valued. And because of that belief, you began hiding your emotions. You learned to stay quiet when your heart wanted to scream. You trained yourself to be strong, even when you longed for someone to hold you close. My child, hear this. You were never created to carry that weight by yourself. Heaven saw you when your tears fell silently, hoping no one would hear. Heaven noticed the night sleep wouldn't come because your heart was too burdened to rest. Heaven watched the moments when you smiled just to make others feel okay, even when you weren't. And now heaven says, you have carried more than enough. Let me take the weight. You no longer have to act strong. You no longer have to wear the mask. You no longer need to hold yourself together just to be worthy of love. You no longer have to keep proving you matter. Your value was written into existence before your first breath. Your identity was etched in divine brilliance. Your life is not a mistake. It is purposefully crafted. But here is the part God is urgently pointing to. Your heart is still clutching pain that your future cannot bear to carry forward. Your blessing requires empty hands. Your breakthrough needs open space. Your miracle cannot enter a soul still packed with sorrow. This is the point of decision. Now begins a release that feels like breaking, but is truly mending. Beloved, pay attention. Someone left a wound in you. Someone failed your trust. Someone turned against you. Someone walked away when you needed them to remain. Someone held your heart, your trust, your sincere love, and failed to treat it with tenderness. And because of that scar, you've been protective. You've stayed guarded. You've been kind to the world, but critical toward yourself. You offer forgiveness to others with ease, but find it hard to forgive your own missteps. You give love effortlessly, yet struggle to believe it can truly return to you. Your heart has stayed true, even during the loneliest seasons, and heaven honors you deeply for that. But now heaven says you don't have to remain where your heart once shattered. You are not meant to live inside the shadow of the pain. You were made to rise above it. Your future is not in the past. Your narrative is not over. Your divine purpose is still intact. Your happiness hasn't vanished. Your miracle is still arriving. But to receive it, you must let go of that old hurt, not by pretending it didn't happen, but by refusing to let it shape who you are anymore. God is not asking for immediate wholeness. God is asking you to open your grasp, to stop clutching the wound so tightly that healing can't enter. Whisper gently, even if only within your soul, I release what continues to hurt me. I am ready to lay this down. Now, breathe slowly. Yes, just like that. You are participating in your soul's restoration. And now, listen closely, because this next part holds great weight. There is a divine favor approaching your life, greater than any sorrow you've endured. There is a love that will stay. There is a peace that will not vanish. There is a joy that does not hurt you in order to exist. There is steadiness. There is understanding. There is heavenly alignment. But to receive these, you must step out of the emotional cage that your history has formed around you. You are not imprisoned. You have simply been wounded. And the healing process is happening at this very moment. As these words reach you, we now enter deeper waters. Heaven is preparing to unveil what transformation is ahead, who is drawing near to your life, and which divine pathways are being unlocked for you. My beloved, your continued presence here shows you are open to this. That alone is evidence of your readiness. Heaven does not repeat itself to ears that are closed. And now the revelation expands. Pay close attention. There is a person who has been reflecting on you, not briefly, not sporadically, not as a fleeting thought, but with a deep stir in their soul, a pull they can't shake, a recognition they can't dismiss. This individual was brought into your journey through divine timing. Yet, things didn't progress as they were meant to at first. Something got in the way. Something postponed the alignment. Healing needed to happen within both hearts. But now, their spirit is turning back in your direction. Their inner world is awakening. Their mind is realizing you weren't just another chapter. You were a divine appointment. Still, understand this goes beyond romance. This person represents more than affection. They are woven into your purpose, your development, your spiritual unfolding, your future path. But listen carefully, because this is fragile. They couldn't recognize you fully before, because they hadn't yet recognized themselves. But to receive what's coming, you must release the wound, not by forgetting, but by refusing to let it define you. God isn't demanding you heal instantly. God is asking you to loosen your grip, to stop holding on to pain so tightly that your heart can't welcome restoration. Whisper softly, even if just in your mind, I release what is hurting me. I no longer wish to carry this. Take one calm breath. Yes, just like that. You are stepping into the work your soul has long waited to do. Now stay fully present, for this is the most crucial revelation yet. A sacred blessing is heading your way, greater than any suffering you've survived, a love that remains, a calm that endures, a happiness that does not shatter you. There is stability, there is insight, there is divine help on the horizon. But for it to reach you, you must leave the emotional confinement your past built around you. You're not stuck. You've just been aching, and healing is now unfolding. As your eyes receive these final words, we are stepping deeper into what heaven is about to make clear. What transformation lies ahead? Who is approaching your path? And which sacred doors are now swinging open before you? My beloved, your continued presence here is proof that you are ready. Heaven does not repeat itself to those who are not truly attentive. Now the message deepens further. Listen closely. There is someone who has been holding thoughts of you, not casually, not briefly, not as a distant recollection, but with a spiritual tug they cannot name, a yearning they don't fully understand, a recognition they are unable to ignore. This individual was sent into your path through divine alignment. Yet the bond didn't blossom in its initial moment. Something intervened, something caused delay, something needed healing within both of you. But now their heart is turning toward you again. Their spirit is stirring. Their awareness is awakening to the truth that you weren't just someone. They now see you were a divine encounter. Still, this is not merely about romantic connection. No, this person represents something more profound. They are linked to your purpose, your evolution, your spiritual rising, your unfolding journey. But hear me, this is fragile. They couldn't recognize you clearly before because they hadn't yet come to see themselves clearly. You were never meant to chase after them. You were never meant to plead your worth. You were never meant to shrink or compromise to be accepted. Your soul has always known. Real love never requires self-abandonment. So heaven created distance, not as a punishment, but for protection. Because had your lives joined before the transformation, before the clarity, before the spiritual awakening, it would have brought harm to you both. But now, a new season has arrived. God has been gently stirring their heart, quietly, steadily, with grace, just as God has been reshaping yours. There is a divine reunion taking shape hidden from view, a mending, a reconnection, a return, not only with that soul, but with your own self. My child, hear this. Your heart has long yearned to be truly seen, to be met at your deepest level, to be loved exactly where you feel the most exposed. This time, love will not hurt to prove its worth. This time, love will stay. But before that love can fully arrive, heaven needs you to understand something essential. The next season of your life demands boldness, boldness to stop minimizing yourself, boldness to speak your truth, boldness to let love in, boldness to stop apologizing for being chosen. You keep seeking clarity, signs, validation, reassurance. But God has already given you confirmations, the dreams, the unprompted memories, the sudden shifts in emotion, the waves of intuition, the quiet knowing that wouldn't leave. Those were not random, they were heaven's fingerprints. But now comes the crucial part. If you silence that inner knowing now, you risk silencing the path laid out for you. Just as God called Moses by name, just as Samuel was awakened in the still of night, just as Elijah heard the whisper, God is calling you too. Not in thunder, not in force, but in a deep, still voice within your soul. This is where God warns, if you turn away now, you will carry the ache of what was missed for many years, because your soul already recognizes this is the moment. A gate is open, not for everyone, not forever, but for you now. Your future is knocking against your present. Your healing has arrived. Your alignment is here. Your elevation is unfolding. Your restoration is near. But before heaven delivers the promise, your heart must whisper, I am ready. Take a steady breath. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest. Feel the gentle stirring there. That is your soul responding. Now we come to the instruction, the step that turns the key, the threshold you must cross, the movement that places your life in line with what is promised. My beloved, you chose to continue, and because of that, the way is opening just a bit more. Remain present. Do not disrupt the rhythm. Your soul is absorbing what your conscious mind is still trying to catch up to. Now listen. A change has already begun in your life. A quiet restructuring. You can feel it when you dream. You can feel it in the beat of your heart. You can sense it in how your soul has become more aware, more alert to energy, to language, to silence itself.